Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel NaveDev. Today we are going to learn about local storage. What is it, how to use it, and when to use it. In order to understand local storage, let's start by looking at this website. Suppose you have a website with this form where user can enter a key and then the value for that key. Let's do that. Suppose I enter name and then I enter my name as value and then I submit, then the name appears over here. Suppose this name is the data that you want to keep displaying every time the website loads up. But what happens is when we reload this website, it goes away. Let's see again. Name, Mandeep, submit. We have this displayed over here, but every time we reload, the website loads up, it gets away. So in this case, we can use local storage to store the data and then display the data over here every time the user opens this website or every time the website reloads. So what happens with the help of local storage is that the data stored in the local storage will appear here every time the website will reload or the website loads up. So let's see. In the background, I have written the code or commands for the local storage to save the value entered here and value entered over here as key and value, and then display it here every time the website reloads with the help of local storage. So let's see if that will work or not. Name, Mandeep, Sun. So now, since I have used local storage, even if I reload the website or load the website in a new tab, the data is going to be displayed over here. See, the data is still over there. So let's start by knowing what local storage is. So what is local storage? It is a way to store data locally in user's browser. The data stored in local storage has no expiration time. That means, like, as long as the data is there, as long as the browser is there, as long as no one writes the command to clear the data in the local storage, the data will be there forever. And the data stored in local storage will be stored in key value pairs. That means you will give a name as a key and then a value for that name or that key. Just like you name a variable and give a value. Just like you name a property in an object and give a value. Similarly, you give a key in order to access the key and then you give a value for that key. In this case, we have given name as key and a value of Mandeep. The keys and values stored in local storage are always in UTF-16 string format. So anything that gets stored in the local storage will be stored as a string. And if you have any other type of data like arrays or objects, then you need to convert it to string before storing it in the local storage. And local storage can save up to 5 MB of data. So since we have learned what local storage is, let's see when to use it. You only use local storage if you want to make the data persistent. That means if you want to store the data forever in the user's browser, then in that case you can use local storage. And you need to keep in mind that this type of data shouldn't be sensitive. That means you can only use data that is not private, that is public. And you can use local storage when you need data that doesn't need to be transferred to a database, because transferring data to a database and fetching it back is quite time consuming and resource consuming as well. So if you have any data that doesn't need to be transferred to a database, that is public, that is not sensitive, that has to be persistent in the user's browser, then you can use local storage. Some of the examples of such data can be like modes in the website, like night mode, light mode, dark mode, like you can set different types of modes. some public data like name of the person or name of the location, things like that, then you can use local storage. So how to use it? There are 4 methods that can be used in local storage. They are setItem, getItem, removeItem, and clear. So if you want to set a item, setItem method. So what setItem method does is it stores the key value pair in the local storage. And with the getItem, you can get access to that key and display the value of that key. And removeItem removes the key, as the name is obvious, and clear will remove everything from the local storage. So let's see this in action. Okay, so now let's use local storage. So in order to use local storage, we need to know where the local storage is. So in order to see that, open the developer tools using the Ctrl Shift and I button, and you can find it under the application tab. If there is other tabs open like console or elements, anything like that, and you can see the application tab, then you can click on this more tabs button over here. It looks like double arrow, and then you can find it over here. So once you open the application tab, you can see the local storage here, and then this is the current website that we have. And as you can see, we don't have any key or value pairs over here. So let's start by setting up a key and value pair over here. So in this code, what I have done is I have written it in a way that it will accept value in this key text box, and this will be stored as a key in the local storage. This text box will accept value as value for the key and then store it in the local storage, and the value in this box will be displayed over here once the submit button is clicked. So all of this code will do that. Now in order to store the data in the local storage, what we should do is use the localstorage.setitem method. SetItem, and here we are going to put key input value as the key, and then value input value as the value for the key. So whenever user enters something inside this text box, this value will be stored in the key input value variable, and the value entered in this value text box will be stored in the value input value text box, and with the help of setItem, this will be saved in the local storage. So let's do that now. Let's save this file, and then let's see if this will work or not. So let's write name and then month. So let's hit the submit button. See, now the data has been added to the local storage. So we have a name as key and Mandeep as the value for the key called name, and we can see that Mandeep has been displayed over here. But when I reload it, this will be gone because we haven't done anything to get that value and display it over here. So in order to do that, to get the data from the local storage, what we are going to do is use the getItem method. So over here, so this display here will display anything inside this heading tag over here, s2 tag, inside this s2 tag. So what I have to do is get the key value from the local storage and put it inside this heading tag as a text content. So let's do that. Local storage.getItem. So we are using the getItem method that we discussed earlier, and then we are going to use the name of the key, and in this case the name of the key is name, so we are using name. So once we do this, it will be displayed. So it will get the it will go to the local storage and get to the data and look for the key named name and get that value over here and display inside this heading tag over here. So let's see if that will happen or not. At the moment, since we haven't saved the file over here, the previous code will be working. So as we can see, nothing is happening when we reload. The value Mandeep is not appearing over here. But now let's see, when we save this, the value will be over there. Maybe let's minimize this and see. Okay, now I will save this file, and once we save, we can see that Mandeep has appeared because the local storage.get item got the value from the local storage. And similarly, we can add other methods, other key value pairs as well. Let's say age, let's write 28, let's hit the submit button. See that the age has been added as the key and value is 28, and we can see that the value came over here. We can obviously use CSS or other HTML properties to get this under the line, but I will not focus on that since that's not the key important topic. And now if we want to remove this age from the local storage, when we reload it's still there, but now since we want to remove, what we can do is use the remove item method. So let's do that. So let's do local storage dot remove item age. So all the key, name of the key should be inside this symbol. I forgot what we call this symbol, but it should be inside this one. So now let's see. Now since I reloaded it, since I saved this file, the key called age should be removed from the local storage. Yeah, that's gone. Now if we want to clear this data from the local storage, then we can use the clear method. So let's do that. Okay. So now when we use this, the data will be removed from there. So let's save this file and see what will happen. So once I save this file, this one will be triggered, this command will be triggered, and then the local storage will be cleared. So let's do that. See, it's gone over here. So we don't have anything in the local storage. So guys, this is how we use the local storage. So set item to save the data to the local storage, get item to get to the data, remove item to remove item based on the key, and local storage.clear to clear everything from the local storage. So this is how we do it. And now if you have liked this video, then please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button and support me. And if you want to comment any suggestions, then please comment down below. I will really appreciate that, since I am starting to create more videos. I think that will be highly beneficial for me as well. And if you want to see video where I created Netflix website similar to the Netflix website of Australia using only HTML and CSS, then please click on this video link over here and then watch that video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you.